We are talking to former Chiefs All-Pro running back Christian Okoye. What's going on,
Oh
Christian?
man, I apologize, guys, man.
What are you apologizing for?
I had to go to the hospital and pick up my sister, so she was
Oh.
sick.
Oh, sorry to hear
Yeah.
that.
I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, Speedy sent you a million messages. I'm like, dude, if I was Christian Okoye and I saw all those messages, I'd be like, damn this, I'm not coming on that show.
No, I missed it before, so I had to come on, man. I hope it. I was praying that you guys are not done yet.
No, we're here. We're here to 12 o'clock. We really appreciate you joining us. As you guys know, we are talking to former Chiefs All-Pro running back Christian Okoye. Obviously, by the way, I hope everything's going well with your family. You just said that you picked up your sister from the hospital. I just hope the best. I mean, crazy things. By the way, I know you went to the Super Bowl. We'll get into that a little bit in just a few moments. But how are you? How's I guess married life, or just after playing professional football, just living life after football? What have you been doing? What's moving? What have you been doing moving forward after your career?
I've been staying busy, for the record, I'm single.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm
So
sorry. Okay, there you go.
yeah, no, it's
No
all right.
ring, no ring.
I have three kids. They're doing great. I'm retired and I run two nonprofit organizations. One is the California Sports Hall of Fame, which takes most of my time, and then my charity for children, the Christian Okoye Foundation, which I started since 1990. So that's going well. I've moved some of it back to Nigeria and wanted to start helping kids out there just like I do out here. So they're all going well, man.
As everybody knows, we are talking to former Chiefs All-Pro running back Christian Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare, where that name has started to fly to other sports, aka the UFC. There's a Nigerian Nightmare over there. I mean, you become a star. That name has really just adapted on all different levels. How did you get that name? Who gave you that name in your career as a top-end running back?
Well, it's a unique name, and it's one of those that you never forget, of course. It was given to me by my teammates in Kansas City. We were watching films one day, my rookie year, and our former quarterback, Bill Kenny, says, "Man, look at that dude run. It's like a nightmare." And then Irv Eatman, who went to UCLA, big guy, very athletic, says, "That's a Nigerian nightmare right there." So that's how he picked up, and ESPN picked it up.
So you growing up in Nigeria, how did you get into football? It's not really as well known. It's getting a little more now, more known in certain African countries. But how did you get into football? Where there's the other sports that you got into first, and then influenced you a little more? And like, what was your journey like, just growing up and getting into it?
My friends talked me into football when I wasn't picked to represent Nigeria in the Olympics in '84. So I was a track and field buff. I mean, I love track and field. That's what I did. That's the reason why I came to America to go to school here. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna listen to my friends. I'm gonna try football, and that's what happened. And even though I didn't like the game right from the get go, I stuck on it, and with the encouragement of my friends and my coaches in college. I stayed with it, and after 3 years, I found myself in the NFL with the Chiefs drafting me in the second round.
As everybody knows, we are talking to former Chiefs All-Pro running back Christian Okoye. Now, Christian, I mean, the running back is a position where you get beat up. I mean, out of all the positions you could pick, I mean, obviously you want to dish it out. You were big enough to play a linebacker position. You were big enough to possibly even play a defensive end. The power and the ability and the agility that you have with the speed that you have. What made you, being that you were a late bloomer, what made you decide to play as a running back?
Well, right from the get-go, when I was trying to join my school football team to play football, I didn't know any position. When I walked into the football coach's office, I said, "Coach, I want to play football." He said, "Okay, well, what position do you want to play?" I said, well, I'm not really sure. I told him, I said, I saw a highlight on the news the other day, and they showed Marcus Allen, reversing the field and running. It was like from Super Bowl against the Washington Redskins, Raiders playing against Washington Redskins at the time. And I asked him, I said, who was that? And he says, well, that's Marcus Allen. I said, what position is that? He said, running back. I said, well, that's my position. That's where I want to play.
I would want to play that too if I was watching Marcus Allen too. Fantastic running back. And one of the nicest, I met Marcus Allen a couple of years ago at the Super Bowl in Miami, and he was absolutely gracious and nice guy. At an event I saw him. He was great. It really was fantastic.
Yeah, Marcus, he's a great guy. He's a friend now. And I told him, the first time I told him, I said, I'm playing the running back position because of you. He said, yeah, right. He kind of brushed me off, And for many years, he didn't believe me. And after he heard me several times talk about it on the interviews and stuff, and he started believing me. I think now he really believes me.
By the way, while we're on the note of you being from Nigeria, I don't know if you knew this. Prince Amukamara, who used to play corner for the Giants, is actually born to Nigerian royalty, and his mother actually did run in the '84 Olympics as well. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I knew that. Some of these Nigerians that are playing the NFL now, I kind of made it a point to kind of study them and get to know them. Not really talk to them, but know who they are. So and there are many of them, and many Africans playing the NFL today.
Yeah. So my question is, you're very involved with your late great teammate Derek Thomas, who's one of the best outside rushing pass rushers of all time. Rest in peace to him. But you're a big part of his foundation. So what was your main goal in terms of getting this foundation really going with him and supporting it? And what were some of the biggest memories you had with Derek Thomas as a teammate?
Derek was a great athlete, as you know, and he's one of those guys that didn't like practices, but when the games come around, just wakes up and lights it up. During his rookie year, he was my roommate on the road. When we go on the road, he was my roommate. So we got to know each other very well. Lee Steinberg was his agent. So Lee and I became friends and still a friend till today. And we often talk about Derek Thomas, and the foundation that he formed when he was alive was it's called Third and Long. After his death over 20 years ago, his friends, Neil Smith, buddy of his, decided he's going to keep it alive, and we all, help to keep it alive and keep his dreams going.
As everybody knows, we are talking to former Chiefs All-Pro running back Christian Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare. Now, Christian, obviously, everything that's gone on over the last 10, 15 years of the NFL has come to this point. Patrick Willis retires early. Calvin Johnson retires early. DeBrickashaw Ferguson retires early. All of the guys that have retired early have spoken about CTE. We've interviewed a lot of great ex-NFL players, and we talked to Jarvis Green last week, and he talked about how he has the first level of CTE. When you hear about these stories and the way the NFL has handled this, I mean, obviously with the doctor, the movie, what are your thoughts to what Roger Goodell has done and really pushing this situation, this big problem that the NFL has had over the last 10, 15 years to the side? Have you had any thoughts to this? Have you spoken about any of your thoughts to the CTE situation?
We talk about it a lot. I just got on the phone with Eric Dickerson, who is a good friend of mine. I tend to surround myself with great running backs, as you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
But
one of the greatest.
I just got done. Yeah, one of the greatest. And we talk about it a lot. I mean, we athletes, we get scared, when we get much older, what is going to happen to us. You see, so some of us go and see brain doctors to kind of figure out what's going on. I'm going right now I've been going through tests, taking MRI, and in Orange County, seeing Dr. Shanko to figure out what kind of problems that I might be having or have already. But you have to do what you can to kind of, figure out where you are. Mm-hmm. Because as you say, football is a very dangerous sport, and the league hiding the dangers that we face playing the game and not even um, agreeing to what was going on and what has happened to a lot of players in the past who have died. It's just something that kind of boggles my mind, and we just got done talking about it with Eric, and it's just simple thing. Just admit it and help these guys, help the players, because they promoted this game to where it's at today, and you guys are making a whole lot of money. Why don't you just find a way to help those who are having problems?
So
Yeah.
you actually played for an organization in the Chiefs that had a couple of those cases recently. Larry Johnson was a running back that was complaining to the NFL a lot about CTE. Javon Belcher, the young linebacker who allegedly committed suicide.
Terrible.
He was, I think, a second-year player or something like that. And a lot of people were saying that it could be CTE related. So related to that, you see now in today's NFL, and the Chiefs do this a lot too with Andy Reid now coaching, and they rotate a lot. Running backs, receivers, a lot rotating on the field. Do you think CTE, trying to protect them with the injuries and freshness, has a lot to do with that too? Or do you think there's another reason for it in terms of why the feature back is not the same?
Well, the thing is that if they admit this problem, they're going to have to spend a whole lot of money treating guys and figuring out ways to, avoid that or something, So they're, in a way, I think they're just scared the amount of money they'll be spending, to get it right. Mm-hmm. That's all I think it is. But they are ignoring a lot. They are ignoring a lot. And it's not fair to the players. It's not fair. And we just got giving the athletes, retired athletes, medical. It's not even on the table. And this is a game that is the most dangerous sport out there. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
As a running back, I can tell you, man, I have many accidents on the football field every time I play. Mm-hmm. If I carry the ball 30 times, that means I got hit about 90 times to over 100 times, because I'm a big guy, so I don't go down the first time. So second guy will hit me, third guy will hit me. So on and on. So, I mean, it's one of those things that you have to look at and do something about it, if I was the owners.
Well, I would also say this about the commissioner, who makes deals, and he's making $45 million a year. He's got a free jet. His family has benefits for life. He's got benefits for life. If he could get all this, why can't the players? And this is what bothers me about the NFL.